Foul on May. That was Auburn's first trip to the free throw line. Wiley, a 59% shooter. Johnson, catch and shoot. Yes.
Nice set.
Three.
Yeah, nice set and a half court. Say with North Carolina, trying to get Little involved to some degree. Well, let's see. He's running really well right now. He's under the weather the last day or two.
Oh, long strides by Johnson. Ball movement. He just made a three. Brings out. May's got another board for UNC.
Better job by the Tar Heels keeping Auburn off the offensive glass. Big set here to get that rhythm going.
Get into it early. Johnson, intermediate jump shot. Cameron Johnson dreams. Carolina trying to chip away here. White, step back J, short. Long rebound, tracked down, and saved by Robinson. Johnson fires and hits a three.
Johnson gets off the first shot. It's an air ball. Thibault got a hand on it. And Brooks, now it's Johnson with a follow. So Brooks missed with him, but Carter calm and hits the jumper.
Well, Carter, 10 points. He's doing what this team needs tonight. Chris in foul trouble, but also can't get by the defense of the Washington guards as easy as he would like, but he has some help.
Cameron Johnson. Oh, he hits a three. Three-pointer is in for Chris.
He looks at his boy Thibault and says, thank you very much, helping me get an open look.
And right away, how fast was that?
May wide open in there.
And May had a block. Thibault. That's what he does best. He can retreat with the best of. Oh, got another one. Ends up in the hands of Johnson, who nails the mid-range jump.
Penetration right there by the defensive stopper for Washington now. With he and Crisp at the front, can they communicate and make sure maybe one of the three in the 3-2 zone can drop back, because again they're going into the slots to Little, and he is just in there like it's Groundhog Day. The same play every time. They're exposing that for Washington.
First basket for Matisse Thybulle. And a long-range three is down. He is a very good passer, but he's looking to score. Sets up Williams this time. Williams misses the layup into the hands of Johnson, and he knocks down the mid-range. He is a freshman with some skills beyond the arc at 6'11". He's a guy that can show up in a tournament like this against the bigger teams and have a major impact.
Because his skill travels. The face-up. No, he can't go inside. Great finish right there by the.
They found their current starting five, which is now 10-0 with this particular group. They lost 3 players, 2 to injury. One was eliminated off the team. And we open up the second half with a Cam Johnson three. No fear in that stroke. Range. Crawford sets up. Yes, this time. And Johnson with a rebound. And here come the Heels. Point guard Kobe White. Blazing fast. May finds Johnson. And Johnson scores inside. Outscoring Iona 20-7 this half. McGill, that's his first miss from three-point range. Quickly up ahead. Now White. Williams. Inside May. Boy, inside, outside. Great ball movement. And the three-pointer is true. Cam Johnson. And now Ricky McGill. He's in his final run here. The senior from Spring Valley, New York. He's put 20 on the board against the Tar Heels. 6 made threes for McGill. He's 6 of 8.
I love it. Little just said something to McGill, and McGill is like, hey, you're on a good team, but I'm a bad man by myself, and I'm going to keep coming at you.
I love the Chris Webber translations. Been a pleasure to be with you all day. This has been a blast. Great crowds here in Columbus as well. Cam Johnson drops a three.
Listening to Coach and making sure they kept their foot on the pedal.
And Andrew Platek in the game for the Heels. Seventh Woods will run the point. Starters are done, minus May. And Johnson still on the floor. Johnson, who's fouled and one. Cameron Johnson.
Quarterfinal last night against Syracuse. Williamson with a line drive three. Ball is loose, picked up by Cam Johnson, and he'll launch it. Wow. And hit it. Drive and the kick. Williamson passed up the three. Shot blocked at one. Forced by Jones. Williams the rebound.
Surprised Williamson didn't drive that.
Johnson again. Carolina leads.
Oh, yeah. Now Duke plays a fast tempo. I'm not sure it's
as fast as Carolina.
Bounce pass from Johnson to May, but Delorier cuts him off. Johnson again. What a start for Cam. Barrett baseline on Williams. What a pass. No look pass inside, but Delorier missed it.
We got to finish that.
Tough catch. Tougher finish for Cam Johnson.
By Cam Johnson to make that catch and get it up off the glass and in.
Williamson back in for Duke. Johnson again. What a start. Holmes into Zion for the reverse slam.
Oh, look at this.
Wow, and just as impressive for the lead.
Not the shot that Duke wanted.
The switch has Williamson on White right now. Johnson turnaround over Goldwire. See it here on ESPN and also on the ESPN app. Well, they made him go to the other shoulder that time. Didn't let him get to his strong side. Now a run out for Carolina. Johnson fouled and a finish.
Not the same type of team they've been in years past with a couple guys inside. They go inside every play. They've got guards that can really shoot it.
And they've had the same starting five for every game this year but one. Kobe White missed one game with an ankle injury. Otherwise, it's been the same five all season long, including the grad transfer, Cam.
At North Carolina, he had 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. Then he had 19 points and 8 rebounds in Louisville against the Tar Heels.
Harrison Brooks back in now for Carolina. Louisville beat Carolina by 21 in Chapel Hill in January. And in some ways, as Johnson lays it in some ways that score all
Defense.
Kobe White for three.
He needs to get something going against Louisville. He has not scored effectively against Louisville this year.
And Johnson, offensive rebound, turns into from UConn with a soft touch on a jump hook.
Big body, athletic, and extremely talented. How easy is that?
Look at this. How quickly he's rebounding has been a contributor. Missed three by Sutton.
Carolina has missed some point-blank shots.
Turnaround, Cam Johnson. How many different ways can he hurt you?
Yeah, that was a horrible shot.
White with a step-back three. Johnson lays it in. Cam Johnson already.
My name's Jack Shaw. I'm from New Zealand. I like to set screens and play Fortnite.
Your best American accent.
I would like to buy a cheeseburger.
Who's been the biggest influence in your life?
Finishing is Reddish, who has 17 already.
Yeah, he's getting him from the perimeter, putting the ball on the deck. That was a spectacular spin move against the pressure.
They need a lot out of him without Williamson, of course. Cam Johnson with a soft.
Early in the second half, he did not have a good offensive first half.
Just 2 points on 1 for 6 shooting, although again did rebound the ball and had 4 assists. Cam Johnson not in his lawn chair as he can have. Barrett playing with 3. Jones 4-3, too strong. And Kenny Williams, who had a great first half of the Tar Heels, down with a rebound.
And a great first half at both ends of the floor.
Pull up by Johnson. Carolina.
He's just looking at that offensive possession. Jason Garrett is behind the Duke bench. Everybody's here.
Johnson again.
Bowman the other way. 1-on-2. He'll pull up. And he buries another.
That's the perfect play for Kai Bowman in that situation.
Oh, the offense continues. 4th 3 of the opening 5 minutes.
That's going to be the formula for Boston College. I don't think they can beat North Carolina slugging it out inside. I don't think they can beat them 2 at a time. But
chance for a 4-point play for Cam Johnson.
North Carolina contested that one pretty well.
Head coach Jim Christian in his 5th year at Boston College. There's 3 more from the outside. Cam
to Popovich to give Popovich a wide open 3-point look. Popovich shoots about 33% in conference play from out there, and that guy shoots a lot more. Seen a number like this before. Coming into this game, he has almost as many offensive rebounds as he does field goal attempts. He just is very reluctant to shoot the ball.
An excellent rebounder, though.
Cam Johnson is not reluctant to.
Question about White's offensive acumen. My question for you, Dan, is Cam Johnson left wide open. Little flying through the air. And Johnson gets the easy 2. 23-point lead. And Kai Bowman swishes another 3. His 6th triple of the night.
That's been the best offense for Boston College.
whether he's been guarded or not. Johnson on the drive for 2. 17 points, 15 rebounds. Chapman, scoop shot, no. Another rebound for May. Williams, nice pass to Johnson.
That's just a great job
on tonight.
May was matched up inside against Chapman. That's where North Carolina needed to go with the ball, and they didn't get it there.
That shot could have brought it down to 13, but it wouldn't go for Chapman. And in transition, it's Johnson again.
In the post, but Clemson definitely feels that way, getting the basketball inside to Eli Thomas. You see Thomas shuffle the feet in the first turnover for the Tigers.
Johnson retreats into a three-point lead. Luke May in now about 2 minutes after picking up that second foul. As you've got coaches in this league, Josh Pastner, number 1 in the country, playing guys with 2 fouls, and Tony Bennett, third to last in the country in that category. There's another 3. The second
a swim move and catches Manley with that elbow. But of course, the basketball going back to North Carolina, down 3, an opportunity to try to cut into this lead or tie the game. Going into halftime, Thomas. So we saw a bunch of threes in the first half, and right now it seems as though the emphasis for both teams is to score points in the paint.
We mentioned the notable absence of Roy Williams for North Carolina in the second half. Another one today has been for Clemson. David Scarra didn't start for the first time this year, had started the first 28 games. The school reporting an upper body injury for its best throws. But one thing, you got Marquise Reed, one of the best on-ball defenders in the ACC, guarding Kobe White, who's now up to 25 points, to coming off of a 34-point performance versus Syracuse. Johnson steps into it, and a three-pointer good on the feed from. Wow, a contested three-pointer for Johnson.
And it's a quick 5-0 start for the Cuse.
And you can't turn the ball over against Syracuse. They sometimes struggle in a half-court set, Tim, but they are very, very good when they can get out and go.
That has been their problem. The inability to find anyone to help Tyus Battle on a regular basis, finding not just a third score, but even a second score. Johnson.
1 for his last 11 from beyond the arc, so to see the first one go down, very important.
Battle, a quick drive baseline, everything but the finish. May leaves it for Johnson for 3. And they get going like Williams for 3. Off the heel, Johnson, another offensive rebound. Brandon Robinson in the game, feeding May right where he wants it. Tapped out, Cam Johnson. One more time, not there. May, the loose change. Back to Johnson for the 3.
As coach, and Roy Williams, Hall of Famer in 07, 8-time National Coach of the Year. And away we go. From Chapel Hill, Bert Smith, who has officiated 15 NCAAs, Mike Stevens, 6 Final Fours, Brett Hampton, 6 NCAA tournaments. Our 3 officials here this afternoon, a terrific crew, and May is on top, coming off a wonderful game in Durham against Duke over the week, and a nice fadeaway right there goes in. Freshman Little through traffic, a Euro step. Up and in, tipped in by... Couldn't get the ball away from him. Inside Kamaji. It's picked up inside by Girls and Brooks. Johnson. Robinson. And on top, for Kenny Williams against Duke. He is the defensive player of the game. That's a 3. In terms of points, a lot.
That's more a product of the pace at which they play than anything else. They're not bad defensively.
Johnson. Forrest. A race with Johnson. Picked up by May. Coming the other way, here comes Kobe White.
Can't play defense in transition much better than Cam Johnson just did.
3. Good! Cameron for Roy Williams. Kobe White. And Nasir Little. White's got it right now.
Florida State still has plenty of time, but they have to tighten it up on the defensive end, and that doesn't help the Florida State
Rebounding team. Usually that's the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Slipping and injured is Zion Williamson. Back the other way, a layup for Cam.
The major key in this game is that matchup there. Jones against,
including in that incredible comeback against Louisville. Reddish had 16 of Duke's final 30 points. They finished the game on a 35-10 run against the Cardinals to come back from a 23-point deficit. Good slip. And Johnson beats Barrett to the bucket. And Delorier runs it down. And then turns it over 2-on-1. Little, Johnson, and
confidence and do a better job rebounding, which is something you obviously lose without Zion. But the hope is by getting better on the boards, it can help lead to their break and up the tempo in the second half.
All right, Maria, thank you. We are ready for the start of the second half of our Sonic blockbuster, and Cameron. Just the third three of the night for the Blue Devils, and look how quickly Reddish has to get back with Cam Johnson streaking down the court for Carolina.
Baseline drive, baseline drift into the corner. Cam Reddish ready to shoot. We talked about his importance. He has to have a big game offensively. There's a switch. Bolden on Cam Johnson.
Johnson dragging around Bolden and lays it in.
He's not done yet.
O'Connell, corner three. And again, with Williamson out, Zion likely would have been the guy. He started the game on May, and just a much different situation for Luke May with a smaller guy like R.J. Barrett guarding him in this case than Williamson would have been. Pull up by Cam Johnson and another. They've outscored Duke by 10 already in the second half.
Well, Carolina just dominating this basketball game.
Johnson off balance, two more. Well, it was 22. It's down to 16. But still a long, long way to go for Duke. And Johnson back in for Carolina. Good sign for them. Wow. And he doesn't take it.
With those two misses, that could be the ball game.
Tough one for Johnson. Weak side rebound for Brooks, who's had a really nice night for North Carolina.
Smart play to use clock.
And a chance for a three. Since Mike Krzyzewski took over, all three of them happen to be to North Carolina. Again, this is home losses. And this one is kind of in that neighborhood right now. And good patience. No need to put a shot up if you don't have to. Johnson finally will. Well, he makes it look easy.
Missed the shot on Brooks. May with his first rebound.
Roy Williams tendency to pick up early fouls, so they're looking to attack him, make Carolina even a smaller team.
Kobe White celebrating his 19th birthday today. Gives it to Cam Johnson, who knocks it down. Got a piece of it. Now 3-on-2. Williams right by Sharon Wright. And then Cam Johnson the rebound and sticks it back in.
A little bit later and got him up early for some film and a team meal. So a different preparation day when it starts at noon.
Brandon Robinson gives it up, and there's three more for Johnson. 6 games coming into today.
Well, when you look at the misses, you only saw one X in the paint area. Everything else was out on the perimeter.
Johnson. Again, it's his fourth.
So, you know, again, if you're Roy Williams, your team, you don't want them to lose concentration, play within themselves, play the way that they have been playing to get this lead. And, you know, don't get three happy.
Well, the rather large fly in the ointment of a... Kobe White today, 3 for 8 from the field. He's got 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in 19 minutes.
About the turnovers, 11, none so far in this half, but Luke May, almost half of those with 5 turnovers. Mental health standpoint, that he needs to see the ball go through the basket at some point in time today. You know, you don't want to carry a donut with you into the next game. Even if it's just one jump shot or one layup.
Wake has its next 2 on the road, starting a few days from now in South Bend against the Fighting Irish. Well, you will see in the second half of our doubleheader, give Kyle Guy, Ty Jerome, and the rest of the Cavaliers their best shot inside John Paul Jones Arena.
Wow. Johnson shooting the ball now.
7 points now for Ford. If you join us late, Jalen did not start today. It was late shoot around this morning. First time he didn't start all year. Loose ball, pinball, scooped up by Brooks, who hits Johnson, who's still perfect. He's 8 for games worthy for 58th all-time on the UNC scoring list. Of course, Worthy spent 3 years in Tar Heel jersey. Cam Johnson fires and buries another three.
Double team Mooney. They usually come big on that. They don't want to get him off. And for as far as Guy is concerned, I think, you know, Tony Bennett has given that team a lot more freedom offensively, especially, you know, Guy, as far as shooting the three is concerned.
How clutch was he on Monday night at the Dean Dome? Unbelievable. Johnson.
In this game.
And a tough double, as we mentioned, over the last 20 years. Opponents been playing Duke and North Carolina back-to-back in either order. 37 and 63. Virginia did it 2 years ago, lost both games. Over the last 20 years, they're 2-8 in back-to-backs against
on the bench, so he's having to kind of play through that, hoping it doesn't tighten it up by keeping it warm. Also, Nasir Little, it is a right ankle injury, as you guys saw. His return is to be determined.
Well, Jay's already determined it's going to happen with his human X-ray machine over here. Just the way he was walking, I think he's coming back. Good catching.
Carolina's not taking Virginia out of the rhythm.
Sean, we're going to try to clean things up for the half.
Good luck with that,
Yeah,
Kevin.
Exactly.
Better bring a shovel.
But did he say, Sean, we're going to try to clean it up at the half? I have my rhythm. My fire rhythms ready to go.
Averages, but that's even with a low possession rate.
Jerome couldn't rescue it in the corner. Caroline on the rear. Count the bucket for Cam Johnson.
1957 under Frank McGuire, undefeated. Another turnover. Great scramble.
And a chance for the lead. For the first.
I have reason to gripe.
Especially the way, but I will give you this. I think most of these things are blocks. There are way too many charges called in college basketball that aren't really charges.
9 minutes to go. Cam Johnson.
I believe. You asked me the question earlier about Miami and transition. It seems again that they're going to take advantage of being able to run. That last time, Izundu being able to follow up. But you see Cam Johnson get
Miss passing. And the man set the bars in this program. Had a tough time, though, when Lethal Weapon 3 rolled in here every once in a while, though.
No, don't do it. Stop it. Don't you do that. Don't do that.
Second half underway. Johnson a three. With Duke in the last 2 weeks of the regular season. And, of course, Virginia and Florida State. Johnson a catch and shoot.
Bill Curry called the action, saying it was like watching an artificial insemination. The opening tip as NC State looks for more good things in this game against North Carolina. Goes to the heels. Cam Johnson picking up where he left off. By the way,
side to side. North Carolina State has done a pretty good job the last few possessions disrupting the offense of the ball here.
Johnson right where he wants it.
Wow, that'll fix your disruption.
Yep. On the receiving end, what a defensive play by White. On the other end, Johnson. Wow! Then Kobe White checks out of the game.
Well, Bryce was doing his best to block out, and we mentioned Cam Johnson. He's 6'9". He's a hard guy to keep away from the basket.
No doubt. Seventh Woods is back on the floor for North Carolina at the point. Nasir Little, who had a solid first half, back in the game. Johnson with the mismatch, knew what to do. Just drove it right. Nice pass up the floor by Harris. Everything but the finish for NC State. That was an opportunity missed. Johnson in traffic. Wave it up. Well, North Carolina got 116 against Elon earlier this year. That number is certainly within reach. Johnson.
That's just not.
Here's Sutton going to work. Had a season high 17 in the first matchup against North Carolina. He turns it over. Johnson runs the floor, absorbs contact. Count the basket. Back in 2016. So a special gesture there by the Cardinals staff. Cam Johnson got it. Best rim-to-rim big man that he's had. War with a sweeping step-back three. A high opportunity for the rebound, and Williams robs Sutton. Johnson from way deep, got it for three.
He had three defenders, the two Carolina guys in that timeline. Nicely executed. They were so good at timing that track.
Johnson wants it again. Yes, back-to-back triples for Cam. The second half.
It's a good question, because he was 17 in that first matchup. He has really been a non-factor, and really that entire Louisville bench. Carolina's bench has come in, has made an impact in that first half. Louisville
saw Cameron Johnson come back onto the floor for Coach Williams. Also Brandon Robinson, a junior from Douglasville, Georgia, not far, just west of Atlanta, is here tonight on the floor. Needed about 2 dozen tickets as well. Cameron Johnson from the corner. A three for the Tar Heels. Second best three. Alvarado will step back. Nice feed. White, Johnson the layup. He's got 5.
That the Tar Heels are not going to help down inside, so Gay is going to have some time. That was a nice move.
Ball away. Johnson knocks it down. 7 for Johnson with 4:22.
It's pretty good company.
Well, he's already third all-time at ACC road wins. Coach K 179 and his mentor Coach Smith with 133. So a win tonight, he would trail Coach Smith by 50. Johnson a three to start the half. A dozen for Camerado. Escape to the corner. So Georgia Tech answers a three with a three.
And that's in a scramble after the rebound, Wes, and they just lost Alvarado completely. You're absolutely wants his guys to guard on the defensive end.
Well, there's Johnson with a knockaway and the control and the dunk. As they hit in the first half. And 3 in a row, by the way. Here's a deflection. Johnson, he's got White with him, but Cam Johnson will score.
What a great pass.
It's back to a 21-point North Carolina lead with 4:22 to play.
Now, this run by Georgia Tech is probably too little, too late, Wes. They were looking for this at about the 14-minute mark, and they weren't able to get it.
Cameron Johnson step back and bangs home the three.
Took you a while to get that one, didn't it?
It did. We're going to find out. America wants to know why Allison can't wait. When she brought it up, it was one of her questions in which Williams. Cam Johnson in Syracuse. White. Battle for it. Brooks and Alexander Walker still free. Full shot clock. They don't need it. As Cam Johnson rips a three. Go to twitter.com/SportsCenter. We're only giving 2 options.
It's Tennessee. It's Tennessee. It's got to be Tennessee. The way polls work, Tennessee hasn't lost in a while. I think their last loss was to Kansas in Brooklyn, their only loss. And I think it has to be Tennessee. That doesn't mean they're the best team, but they're right there to be the best team.
Cam Johnson the mark. Ibundu with the offensive rebound. Zach Johnson misfires. Rebounding is going to be one of the big stories as well, Corey.
And that's huge. And you see North Carolina in a battle on the boards in that first possession, giving up offensive rebounding and a couple opportunities for Miami. And that's just not something you're used to seeing from a North Carolina team. They normally own the glass.
Well, Carolina's best in the ACC in rebound margin as Johnson. He's got it.
And right now, the three-pointer has been a weapon for Miami, and that's one of the areas where North Carolina has struggled defensively. Louisville made 6 out of their first 9 threes against North Carolina at the Dean Dome, and that didn't turn out well for North Carolina. But this is a big bucket for 3.
Well, that's the component Jim Larrañaga is hoping to have every night coming off the bench, the way the team is situated now.
Oh, but big response.
Second wide open layup of this second half for Miami.
But Doug, those wide open layups are happening because Izundu's doing a great job of sealing off the post defender when he sees Zach Johnson, or it was Chris Lights earlier, coming to the basket.
And Johnson gets the roll on the Mace, get past Williams. Good closeout by Zach Johnson. Cam Johnson will have a chance.
And all of them saying a silent prayer, making sure his knee is okay.
Well, as we talked about, he's the only true big on this active Miami roster that has only 7 scholarship players currently.
For the Hurricanes right now. Izundu with the finish and then the block shot on one end. And now Chris Lights finds his way to the rim, and just like that, we've got a one-point game.
Canes are 11 of 16 shooting the basketball this half on a 10-2 run. With 5 on the shot clock, Cam Johnson.
Over the top, but that's all set up by the screen to create separation by number 33 in blue, John Mooney.
1-point lead for the Heels. Johnson putting it on the floor and scoring.
Argyle Prenny said he felt like it was classic, and after a conference call with Julian Jordan and Dean Smith, all thumbs up, it was a go, and now it's a symbol for UNC sports and worn by teams all over campus.
We head toward the 5-minute mark. Notre Dame, you can sense in a little bit of trouble. Needs a stop here. Johnson cut off on his way to the basket. Johnson working on Goodwin, and he kisses it off the window.
General area of his knee. You fear for the worst, but it turned out to be a cramp below the knee.
And didn't come back in. No. He went out at the 12:48 mark, whatever it was, never came back in.
Looks pretty good right home of 3, and as we mentioned earlier, the big man not afraid to shoot the 3 for Louisville.
Well, that's what he does. Had 19 points at 11.
College level, would you like to see 2 for 1 from Carolina here?
Heck yeah. I think every opportunity, and Roy Williams wants to see it too.
And Johnson will let
a little dance out in the corridor out there to get warmed up.
That's true.
They're disappointed.
She's on the bus with the heels. She's a big star. She's doing lots of things.
That's true.
Brandon Robinson of the game now for they've gotten them back within 2. They have not led at any point in this game.
I've been really impressed with the active hands defensively for the Wolfpack.
Nice look for Johnson. Boy,
everything for this Wolfpack team.
It is the 3rd on Johnson. He stays in the game. Carolina's led by as many as 14 in this game. It'll go.
And now he's here.
And it's tied again. Johnson.
Push the ball after somebody mops up the floor, they're going to go.
The runner wouldn't fall. And Cam Johnson comes away with it. Over 500 points in his Pittsburgh career for Johnson. 2nd year in a Tar Heels uniform.
Pitt opens in the man-to-man, and North Carolina presents you with some matchup problems.
Back out to Johnson for 3. Tar Heels started 2 of 3 from the floor, but have missed their last 3 shot opportunities.
I think the Tar Heels in this situation, they should look inside to May. Wilson Frame, I don't think can guard him down low.
Johnson driving to the scoop, well defended by Johnson.
You want to drive to the basket, but you don't want to force it. If you're defended, kick the ball back out, move it around.
Woods controlling. Johnson catch and release. Per game into the box score. Shot clock is inside of 10 for the Panthers. Stripped away Robinson. And a 3-on-2 as Little joins the party. North Carolina showing patience until Little. Run down by Brooks and a fresh shot clock.
Little's had a tough game because he got in foul trouble early.
How about the move by... So the Panthers take on Louisville on Wednesday, as we showed you, for North Carolina. They play Tuesday at NC State. That'll be their next game.
That'll be an interesting ball game.
Johnson.
Argued that Kentucky game went south because of Brooks getting into some foul trouble.
And as Brooks went to the bench, the standout freshman Nasir Little grabs that rebound, came onto the floor. Johnson down the lane. There's Bassie with two.
You win a 50-50 basketball like that. I don't love Carolina in the half court, and that's kind of been trending.
Since December 28th, when they went from Boston to Atlanta, they played at State Farm Arena against Mercer, and now finish it up. And they'll go to only 3 teams have made fewer than the Crimson. Columbia, there's Dallin getting involved in the mix. BU and Siena are the 3 teams that have made fewer. So they've got to get to the line more. In part, those numbers are down because of who they're missing. Bryce Aiken and Seth Towns, their 2 best players.
Yeah, when you don't have those 2 guys to put pressure on a defense, absolutely not negative. Simply Luke May wants to make everybody around him better. He feels like it's on him to make sure Johnson gets his, White gets his, Robinson, Little, whomever. He's so unselfish.
Seth, we're playing here. Let's go. Come on. Goodmanson the miss.
Come on, I love hearing Seth's insights.
He's got a whole halftime. Let's go, Greenberg. Down low, 2 for Cameron. Adam got a second chance off a tip and goes back up.
Yeah, a year or off-season in the weight room is going to significantly help that young man.
Little to find, little short corner jumper. Cameron off the flyby, missed it. And now Carolina trying to attack. May, that was a beauty. Oh, the tip.
It's a change of pace, too.
Brajkovic had it crowbarred away. Stolen by Williams.
See, that's a weight room play for film session.
Oh, goodness.
Averaging 13.4 seconds per possession, according to Ken Palm. There's going to be a lot of passes to go around. A lot of shots to go around also. Wide open. Out, watch TV, watch a movie.
You're saying find another way.
Yes.
And by the way, on your men's game being so good at time and score, the one thing you don't see terribly often is 2 for 1 at the end of a half. You don't see it as much as you should.
The easy one for the freshman.
Both like to go up and down, see if Kentucky can keep up with this pace, particularly in defensive transition.
And on the reverse layup, nice move. Once for Reed Travis.
Well, gives him such maturity back there too, Travis Reed.
Baseline drive by Johnson.
Nice adjustment.
Got it back. The extra pass over the hero for a triple.
Well, that's his shot too. What a nice look, the extra pass. Washington. I think they hit Luke inside somehow. Boy, that is deep. Oh, why not? He can do it. Yeah.
Cameron.
Just off, and it's going to bounce to that long side.
Johnson off the window.
Well, he's really trying to...
Got 12. Reigning SEC Freshman of the Week. Coming off a 24-point game in his last outing, and he's halfway to that right now, and we're almost at the halfway point of the second half is Cameron Johnson.
Nice pump.
Their three's off the mark, kept alive. Johnson with a second chance.
He's the scorer, that kid.
Basket didn't play him tough at all. Tom Izzo told me about Petrusa. They scrimmaged him, and he said Petrusa was going to be a factor.
7th Woods into the game handling, lost the handle, and now kick to the corner.
Team, both offensively and defensively.
Little inside, rejected there as Crawford got, or Clark got that, and then the
free hand too often.
And we see that a couple of times for Gonzaga in this game. John Chumby, Dick Vitale, Allison Williams from the Dean Dome. Under 6 to go in the first half. And it's North Carolina by 10.
They're sharing the ball really well, North Carolina. Sharing that basketball.
Nice penetration. Gonzaga coming off their first loss of the year on Sunday against Tennessee.
You know, Roy's got to be so happy, only giving up 22 points to this explosive Gonzaga team. Scores better than 90 a game.
How about Cam Johnson knocking
the ball more Dickey.
From the right side, three. That one, rebound grab by North Carolina. Another chance for Johnson. Gets it.
Top players in the nation.
Look at Clark inside. Brandon now with 8.
Dan Schumann told me he's special. He's got a great touch. Shooting percentage is off the charts. Transfer him out of San Jose State.
And that jumper. Norvell step back. And a rebound pulled down by Brooks. Tried that James Harden move. Didn't work out.
But he should have had a little more patience on offense.
And the jumper is good.
Need all that stuff. I'll tell you right now, this is a quad one window if North Carolina continues up on top.
The Ball Dome Index has been going on for quite some time.
It's been 40 years.
Yeah. There it is. That's what it looks like.
Ball Dome, look at that ball dome.
Right there.
Look at that thing. I got it shined up yesterday. The guy charged me $40. Can you believe that? $40.
To tighten it up like that, huh?
Well, I give him a $10 tip, really 30.
Way downtown, Johnson.
Are you serious?
Let's have our best happen today. All right? We put 2 halves together one time against Eastern Illinois. We're going to have 2 great halves tonight. But that's what it's going to take. We have the opportunity tonight.
3 take the lead here in the first half.
Forns makes it 24-22. Starting 5 back on the floor for UNC. Cameron Johnson steps back and hits the... And Playtech on the floor for North Carolina. One thing Roy Williams does, especially this time of year, you know, Corey, November, December, he goes deeper into his bench than most ACC coaches do, but that's not necessarily going to be the game plan come January. Players, you would never put the 4 of them together.
Right.
So there's no easy answer.
Okay, I'll give you the answer.
Okay.
Each of those players have led the NCAA in separate categories in 2 back-to-back years. For Shaquille O'Neal, 1 year it was rebounds, and the next year was blocks.
Okay.
For Jason Kidd, it was assists and steals. And then for Steph Curry, it was 3-point percentage and 3-pointers made. So for K-Cop, Coleman, of course, is from Norfolk, Virginia, and Shaka Smart recruited Matt Coleman when he was an 8th grader at VCU. So Mike Rhodes, who was on the staff back then, of course, getting a huge win over his former boss, Shaka Smart, and so great win for VCU on Sunday.
Yeah, that was in Austin. Cam Johnson in the middle of a nice game. He's got 15 points to lead everybody with the basketball now. And he's got a chance.
6'11", and you say, maybe. He could be one of those 6'13" guys, just a little bit over 7 feet, but doesn't want to mention it.
Cam Williams, foul.
Down in Orlando.
Simpson the kick. Brooks the 3. Too strong.
He was wide open.
Johnson, and a chance for 3 as he goes into. He wants Bama.
He wants Bama.
All right.
I don't think you want Bama.
No, careful what you wish for. Cameron Johnson knocks down a 3.
Equally adept or equipped. I'm going to pay my late. See the shot clock and game clock discrepancy, only a couple of seconds. North Carolina chooses to hold on. We're close to the end of the shot clock. Here's the high pick from Manley. Nice cover, Riley. Johnson against the clock. Hello! What did you... Gas trying to get up and down the floor against Michigan State yesterday.
You would be as well.
No doubt. Kenny Goins and Nick Ward were a load for him to deal with. You'll see them later against Texas in the championship.
Here's what Roy said.
Moses,
nice pass. Nice look inside by Wilkes, set it up.
There's just more of a comfort zone, it appears. There's Johnson.
Nice denial. Look at
this. Johnson again. End to end.
How about him taking a little flat on his post defense?
Kobe White, beautiful find.
Look.
How about Smith on his own? Air ball.
Pulled the string. Look at May run the floor right down the lane. Johnson with him.
Yeah.
Terrific.
It does that. He continues to do that as a premier program to help out a lot of schools, smaller schools within the state.
It's not bad traveling when you got a good team, by the way.
No
Just
question.
a nice cut and busy.
Just like that, it's a three-point game.
Unbelievable. He can get to the 10.
Really, since Shaka called that early shot treatment timeout, their defense has really picked up.
Nice pass.
Beautiful behind back. And a sterling pass by the big fella.
There's that trap. It works.
Another steal. Cameron.
Team. It's a nice double. A nice load up.
Jackson Hayes got his hand in there. Would not allow Brooks to post him up. Now Cameron Johnson's got to do something on his own.
3.
4 threes.
Got it. Sure.
Joni, get the memo?
Maybe that I'm away, she might come through with something. Nice little penetration here.
Black giving it up on the wing. Off the heel for Little, but it's run down, and Cameron Johnson loads up a tray.
I have for him if he keeps on winning titles.
Sure it's running out, but that's a good problem.
There's Cam Johnson. Very veteran team, St. Francis, though. Don't expect the nerves to really get to them here. Return all 5 starters from last year's squad.
Yes, this is a veteran-led team. They've been here.
Game. The junior from Lithuania. Luke May with the mid-range turnaround. A little bit too strong. Cam Johnson able to get the loosen, and he's got the easy lay-in.
Yeah, St. Francis understand they can't compete with North Carolina inside with their bigs, so they have to go into a zone. And in that zone, they have to be aggressive and trap aggressively.
Johnson, nothing but the bottom of the net, kind of attacking the basket.
Well, that's a little part of it. Another part is for a brief period of time, roughly about 5 minutes, Carolina didn't have a true post outside.
King with 7 points so far in the second half, trying to split the defense, has it knocked away. Here's Johnson back the other way, and he'll finish. 6 rebounds for Little in just 13 minutes so far. That one short from Thompson. Johnson knocks it down.
Him transferring, but finally got here. I think things worked out well for him. Steal by Johnson and one.
This game in the first 3. NC Tech's had some chances, not able to knock down threes. Woods behind the back. Johnson a 3. Yes, sir.
Number 6 ranked freshman of the ESPN 100. Number 5 White for the Tar Heels. That was him binding up the defender and May down with another rebound.
And the pace keeps coming at Stanford. And it's one thing to survive this pace for 20 minutes, but for 40 minutes, it is going to wear you down.
Johnson, smooth, and banks it home, whether it was intended or not. It'll count, and that's his 3rd 3 of the night.
There's no way that was intended, but it was well defended. Loaded year in the league. How high did both Bailey and Desir a little get out to go after that?
Johnson will count.
You know, when they're driving, they're basically driving into a ton of white shirts. So they're not able to get a lot of ball reversals. That was the first really transition basket that Stanford has in this ball game. And really, when was the last time they had an easy basket? Midway through the first half.
Fast break points in the first half. 14.
It's going to be a step forward this year for Dejon Davis. He turned the ball over about 4 times a game last year. He had 160 assists, which is a lot, especially for a freshman. It's 4.8 a game. But he had 132 turnovers. And that's something he'll remedy in large measure this year.
Sheffield 2-on-1, and White gets back on defense. I don't think DeLeo thought that pass was going to be dropped off to him. And it's a 3 at the end there.
This time Luke May catches the ball in the post. We'll be watching that closely, though.
He can do that. He can stretch the floor, the All-American. There's Sebring again. Cameron Johnson lead.
They started off 7-0 versus Manhattan on the road, so
They want to start fast, obviously, at home against North Carolina.
Yep, each team with a win on Tuesday. Lane violation, by the way, on the other end, so no free throw. May finds Johnson a long experience for North Carolina. Elon picked 8th out of 10 in their conference preseason, but remember, a 5 senior starting lineup. They've got more experience than you think.
He just has a great feel for the game, and again, Elon, they decided not to double him. That's easy work for Luke May at that time, down low in the block.
He's at the next level next year, no question.
Absolutely.
Cameron Johnson
impressed with their offense.
He's going to leave with more than 1,000 points as well. Well, he had to chase down Kenny Williams that time. Johnson. Shot clock at 8. Pack has to let it go. And there's a nice closeout that time from Kobe White. Empty possession.
You can tell they talked about that at halftime. Closeouts and they
with the left hand. So skilled on the interiors, Cameron Jackson.
Coming up on 7 minutes gone by. A tight nip and tuck affair so far. And the three. Thank you, Brick. And Dalen, and out of the
They've just not shot it well from the perimeter. 2 of 16 from 3 for a team that shot plus 40 as a team last year. They've got to continue to get touches inside to Cameron Jackson, number 33 in white. Good close out there.
Here's Johnson. Had the height advantage on Hoover.
On that one, because in live action, it looked like he got there, and that should have been a charge. Good call by the official.
Johnson, a big
Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett, but I think the most important piece is unheralded Trey Jones, the younger brother of Tyus Jones. You got to have somebody on the floor who can get those guys the basketball in the right spot. He's the guy to do it.
Johnson for 3 again.
Now you got to sit him down for a while. And remember, when he went out with that 3rd foul, the offense didn't flow as smoothly. So that's something to keep an eye on here as this game gets in the later stages.
Too late. Johnson for 3.